Today I want to share with you an instrument I recently got. The Gakken Analog Synthesizer SX150 Mark II. So I got this because I've been trying to find a Tannerin, or also known as an electrotheremin, but they pretty much don't exist other than by whoever created them, which owns the patent for them, and they're not selling them anymore. So basically I've been seeing people on YouTube and reading articles that they convert one of these into an electrotheremin. And basically the difference between an electrotheremin and a theremin is a theremin uses an antenna which you move your hand closer and further away from to control the pitch. Basically, an electrotheremin has a strip that you basically slide up and down to control the pitch. But they're similar in sound, basically. So here's the Gakken. So you open it up and it looks like this. I've been basically using this for a case in the meantime. And down here you got some stickers and instructions in Japanese, but I'm not really interested in that. So let's get to the good part. So here it is. So I got this from my in-laws from Christmas. It didn't come on time, but better late than never. So basically how this works, and this is kind of flimsy I think, but it's held up so far. You basically, on this one, the metal touches here and you move up and down to control the pitch and the sound. And the conversions I've seen replace this with either a part that you touch with your finger or a part that is controlled on a slider, which the slide is what I'm looking. And then you would put this in a custom built wooden frame or whatever you want to put it in. And then you can use all of these knobs if you want to keep them, or just set it to the theremin sound and let it in the box like that. But you basically, it's battery powered, and you've got a line in and an output. So this is what it sounds like. I have the LFO depth the whole way down, and I have the decay down, and the attack is in the middle. The cutoff is the whole way up. The resonance is the whole way down, and I think everything else is about just left alone. It doesn't really affect it on this setting, but this is basically what you get. So you can hear it's kind of hard to get the exact pitch because there's nothing on here to identify where you're at. So also the pitch is down and the LFO is in the middle to get that sound. But with the conversion, you would have a keyboard that would mark where all the notes are so that you can actually stay in pitch. Unlike with this, where you're just kind of in the dark. So here are some other sounds. If you turn up the LFO depth, you get a more and could add some decay. Then you can change your waveform. So yeah, you can get a lot of cool sounds out of this. I'm really looking forward to converting it and putting it in a box with the slide pitch that is matched up with the keyboard, so I know exactly what notes I'm playing. And then for shows, it'll have the inputs. I probably won't keep the speaker, debating that, but I'm going to definitely keep all the knobs, with some kind of preset markings so that I know where everything is, even though my main use will definitely be that theremin sound. I still be able to mess around with some other sounds, never know what you come up with. So now I'm gonna talk a little bit about Gakken. In the future, I will talk about electrotheremins more, and tannerin as well as the theremin. And I do have a theremin of mine that I got from my mom a few years ago. So I'll be showing that and doing some examples in a future episode. So don't think that I'm not talking about the history of the tannerin and theremin. But today I just want to focus on this piece specifically. So I'm going to move on to a little bit about Gakken now. Gakken was a publishing company founded in 1947 in Japan, and they also produce educational toys. So I guess that makes the synthesizer an educational toy. But you can find more if you Wikipedia them. I'm not really sure of too much more of the synthesized stuff. I know there is an earlier version of the one I have. But other than that, it looks like they've done some stuff with like arcade games and whatnot, but I'm not seeing a whole bunch on musical instruments. So I'm going to talk about some other stuff. But if you find anything else about musical instruments they've done, feel free to share it. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Before I do, there's an Amazon link below. Down there. Boop. Down there. That you can purchase one of these if you want. And I recommend you do if you're into playing around with this kind of stuff. I will update in the future once I modify this to the tannerin electrotheremin setup, and I'll do another review and talk about things more extensively, like I said, about the tannerin and the theremin in the future. And then the last thing I want to say is that to kind of help build things with this channel, I'm going to be offering to give away one of these, not mine, but one of these that I will get. All you have to do is subscribe my channel, like my Facebook and social media, and once I get to a certain amount, I'm thinking maybe like 100 followers or something between all of them, then I will do a random drawing and give that away. But I will announce more on the drawing once I figure it out for sure. But tell your friends to check out my channel and spread the word if you want to get your chance on winning one of those. And that's it for today.